After the Yao Clan was destroyed, Gu Yuan was finally persuaded by Xiao Yan to stop waiting helplessly for disaster to strike. He sent representatives to contact the Yan and Lei Clans so that the three clans could discuss how to survive the growing crisis together. Following Gu Yuan's decision, the entire Gu clan entered a state of high alert. Numerous experts were dispatched to the Central Plains to monitor every movement of the Hun Clan. Xiao Yan did not immediately leave the Gu realm either. Instead, he found a quiet place and began refining the remaining energy of the 9th-tier mysterious pill within his body. After successfully absorbing the pill's energy, Xiao Yan's strength advanced to the middle stage of a 6-star Dou Saint. By then, the Yan and Lei clans had also arrived in the Gu realm. Upon receiving the news, Xiao Yan accompanied Xun'er to the Gu clan's grand hall, where they quietly took seats in a corner. Yan Jin, the leader of the Yan clan, and Lei Ying, the leader of the Lei clan, were already present. Through Xun'er's introduction, Xiao Yan learned more about the two leaders of these ancient clans. Both Yan Jin and Lei Ying were 8-star Dou Saints. Yan Jin's mastery over flames had reached an extraordinary level. He possessed the volcanic stone flame, ranked 17th on the heavenly flame ranking, as well as the 9 serene golden ancestor flame, ranked 7th. Like Xiao Yan, Yan Jin also possessed a fused heavenly flame. Although its strength could not compare with Xiao Yan's purifying demonic lotus flame, it was powerful enough to contend evenly with Xun'er's golden emperor incinerating heavenly flame. However, there was one major difference between them. Xiao Yan was able to merge heavenly flames because he cultivated the flame mantra. Yan Jin, on the other hand, had relied entirely on his exceptional control over fire to forcibly fuse two heavenly flames together. The difficulty involved in accomplishing such a feat was almost unimaginable. As for Lei Ying, there was little else to say about him apart from his extreme love of battle. He had once challenged Xiao Xian, though he had ultimately been defeated. While Xiao Yan and Xun'er were talking, Gu Zhen secretly approached them. "The Lei clan's people are causing trouble," he complained. "They deliberately provoked several experts from the Black Submerged Army into fighting them, but our men were useless and were beaten badly. Gu Yao, Gu Xing, and I couldn't stand watching our people being bullied, so we stepped in and drove the Lei clan's men back." Gu Zhen's expression became increasingly gloomy. But those fellows refused to accept defeat. They brought in reinforcements and defeated us as well. In the end, even Gu Qingyang, the commander of the Black Submerged Army, was beaten. "Losing in our own territory is humiliating, so I came to find you and Xun'er. You have to help us regain our dignity." Xiao Yan's expression shifted slightly. Gu Qingyang is already a 2-star Dou Saint. Is there really someone among the Lei clan's younger generation who can defeat him? Xun'er frowned. Could it be that man? Gu Zhen nodded gloomily. Curious, Xiao Yan asked. Who is he? Xun'er was silent for a moment before answering slowly. Lei Dong. He is the most outstanding genius the Lei clan has produced in several hundred years. He once cultivated in the demonic lightning pool of the Lei realm for 5 years, exceeding the record Lei Ying set in his youth by an entire year. It is said that the Lei clan is already grooming him to become its next clan leader. She paused before adding somewhat helplessly, the Lei clan once came to the Gu clan to propose a marriage alliance. Many of the elders supported it at the time, but the matter was later postponed for various reasons. The people involved in that proposed marriage were Lei Dong and me. Xiao Yan froze for a moment. So he's the fellow who failed to steal my future wife. Gu Zhen looked slightly embarrassed. Xun'er, although that fellow is naturally fond of fighting, this is still the Gu clan's territory. If we allow him to return like this, the Lei clan's people will mock us endlessly whenever we meet them in the future. Xiao Yan chuckled. Then why don't you fight him, Xun'er? Xun'er glanced at him indifferently. How childish. There is no meaning in such a pointless dispute. Gu Zhen was not discouraged. He turned toward Xiao Yan and smiled. If you don't want to fight, then brother-in-law Xiao Yan can do it instead. Help the Black Submerged Army regain some dignity. Even the clan leader is satisfied with you now, and the Black Submerged Army has plenty of brothers. When you and Xun'er finally marry, we will make certain that your wedding is celebrated in grand style. A blush immediately spread across Xun'er's cheeks. So your real target was never me. You came here for brother Xiao Yan. Gu Yuan stared eagerly at Xiao Yan. What do you think, brother Xiao Yan? Would you like to test the abilities of the Lei clan's younger generation? Brother Qingyang is currently keeping them occupied. Unable to resist Gu Yuan's enthusiastic gaze, Xiao Yan laughed. Fine. I'll do as you ask. Lead the way. I would also like to see what abilities this man who failed to steal my wife possesses. Not far outside the Gu clan's grand hall stood a large training ground. At that moment, a dense crowd had already gathered around it. It seems the Gu clan's black submerged army is not nearly as powerful as the rumors claim. Before coming here, some people even told us that we should exchange some pointers with you. Faced with such an irritating provocation, Gu Xing, one of the 4 great commanders, frowned deeply. Lei Yun, stop spouting nonsense. If you truly want to fight, I'll accompany you. We can fight however you please. The man called Lei Yun responded with a broad smile. There is no point in fighting a large brute like you. Your Grand Commander, Gu Qingyang, has already lost to brother Lei Dong. It appears the Lei clan's younger generation is currently stronger than the Gu clan's. A commander of the black submerged army could no longer suppress his anger and sneered. The strongest member of the Gu clan's younger generation is young Miss Xun'er. If you truly want to issue a challenge, go and challenge her. Lei Dong smiled faintly. A strange expression flashed through his eyes. I have long heard of young Miss Xun'er's reputation. Since I have come to the Gu clan, I naturally must meet her. Gu Zhen slipped away earlier. I assume he went to find her. That fellow has sharp eyes. The expressions of several black submerged army commanders changed slightly. Lei Yun chuckled. Brother Lei Dong, I heard that you and young Miss Xun'er nearly became husband and wife back then. Since the clan leader is also here, why not ask him to raise the matter again? With your current accomplishments, who in this world could possibly be considered beyond your reach? The expressions of Gu Qingyang and the others immediately darkened. Many members of the Gu clan's younger generation secretly admired Xun'er. Although Xiao Yan had already won her heart, Xun'er remained the brightest jewel of the Gu clan. They would never tolerate an outsider casually making jokes about her. The Grand Commander, Gu Hua, stared coldly at Lei Yun. Lei Yun, speaking without restraint is not always a wise thing to do. Be careful, or your own words may bring disaster upon you. Lei Yun smiled dismissively. Is that so? Before his words had completely faded, a soft laugh suddenly sounded. I believe it is. 3 figures had appeared on the raised platform at the northern end of the training ground without anyone noticing. They stood above the field, looking down at everyone below. The gazes of the Lei clan's people immediately gathered on Xun'er. Astonishment and admiration appeared in their eyes. Lei Yun could not stop himself from speaking again. So this is young Miss Xun'er of the Gu clan? She truly possesses beauty capable of bringing down kingdoms. She and brother Lei Dong would make. Before he could finish, Lei Dong abruptly raised a hand and stopped him. Lei Yun was startled and turned around in confusion. Only then did he notice that Lei Dong was staring solemnly at the black-robed young man standing beside Xun'er. Lei Dong looked directly at Xiao Yan, a burning light surging within his eyes. Unless I am mistaken, this friend should be Xiao Yan of the Xiao Clan. Lei Yun's expression changed drastically. Xiao Yan? The man rumored to have defeated Hun Mieshing. Xiao Yan smiled. I heard that everyone was holding a competition here for entertainment. I wonder whether you would allow me to join the excitement. Lei Yun's mouth twitched. You came here to help them regain their dignity? You do not appear to be a member of the Gu clan. Gu Qingyang spoke calmly. Brother Xiao Yan is Xun'er's future husband. In that sense, he can already be considered a member of the Gu clan. Lei Dong frowned. A thin arc of black lightning flashed through his eyes. Since brother Xiao Yan is interested, then please. As soon as he finished speaking, black lightning erupted violently from his body. It crackled around him like countless electrical serpents, causing many of the surrounding people to feel secretly alarmed. Gu Qingyang and the others frowned deeply. They had previously been defeated by this strange black lightning. Its offensive power was terrifying, and their defenses had been shattered almost immediately upon contact. Xiao Yan stared at the familiar black lightning surrounding Lei Dong, and a trace of surprise flashed through his eyes. He had not expected Lei Dong to be capable of controlling black demon lightning. No wonder he had been able to defeat Gu Qingyang and the others. However, black demon lightning posed little threat to Xiao Yan. His gaze swept across the 10 members of the Lei clan before he smiled. There is not much time. All of you should attack together. Xiao Yan's words immediately caused an uproar throughout the training ground. The playful smile on Lei Yun's face vanished completely. Xiao Yan, don't be too arrogant. Xiao Yan remained as calm as still water. Sometimes, gaining satisfaction through careless words is not a good thing. He had clearly heard Lei Yun's earlier comments. Although Xiao Yan did not wish to lower himself by arguing with him, he was still displeased that Lei Yun had mocked Xun'er. Xiao Yan also understood that the only way to make such proud and unruly people obediently close their mouths was to use overwhelming force. Lei Dong frowned deeply as he stared at Xiao Yan. A faint sense of danger rose within his heart. He remembered Lei Ying once mentioning during a casual conversation that the greatest expert among the current younger generation of the Dou continent was Xiao Yan of the Xiao Clan. Lei Dong had never forgotten the faint sigh in Lei Ying's voice when he said those words. It was truly unbelievable that such an extraordinary person had emerged from the declining Xiao Clan. Lei Dong was naturally obsessed with battle. To temper himself, he had remained inside the demonic lightning pool for 5 years, shutting himself away from the outside world while enduring the agony of 10,000 lightning bolts devouring his body. Combined with the Lei clan's full support and cultivation resources, those 5 years of suffering had allowed him to reach his current level. Deep within his heart, Lei Dong was unwilling to believe that he could not compare with someone who had emerged from a fallen clan. He slowly exhaled before speaking calmly. Since Brother Xiao Yan has made such a request, we will respectfully obey. Lei Yun and the others darkened their expressions before responding with cold smiles. They stepped forward simultaneously, and the auras of all 10 people instantly surged to their peaks. Lei Yun possessed the strongest aura among them, having reached the level of an advanced half-saint. The other 9 were all 9-star Dou venerates. As 10 fierce auras erupted simultaneously, the expressions of many spectators changed slightly. Even for a powerful expert, dealing with all 10 of them together would be troublesome. With his aura surging, Lei Yun regained his confidence. Xiao Yan, allow the Lei clan to experience your abilities. The moment his voice fell, all 10 figures shot forward almost simultaneously. Their coordination was flawless. In the blink of an eye, they scattered and surrounded Xiao Yan from every direction. With solemn expressions, their hands rapidly formed seals. 10 enormous pillars of lightning, each hundreds of feet wide, erupted into the sky before transforming into 10 furious dragons that circled above the crowd. Their hand seals changed at the same moment. The 10 lightning dragons immediately roared and charged violently toward Xiao Yan. Lei Yun and the others were not fools. They knew that Xiao Yan was extremely powerful, so they used their strongest technique from the very beginning. The combined strength of all 10 attacks was formidable. Silver light flashed across the sky as 10 lightning dragons roared furiously. Under the gaze of countless spectators, they slammed directly into Xiao Yan's body. A violent wave of energy spread from the point of impact. The solid ground cracked apart, filling the area with dust. Everyone stared at the scene in astonishment. Xiao Yan had seemingly made no attempt to dodge. The dust gradually settled, and Xiao Yan's figure appeared once again. He remained standing in the same place, dressed in black and completely unharmed. Lei Yun and the others immediately turned pale. A profound sense of powerlessness rose within their hearts. Only now did they understand that in Xiao Yan's eyes, their attacks were not worth mentioning. The entire training ground fell into complete silence. Xiao Yan smiled faintly and turned his gaze toward Lei Dong. Please. Lei Dong's expression had become more solemn than ever. Xiao Yan's calm and effortless appearance placed an enormous pressure upon him. However, Lei Dong was also a decisive person. The instant Xiao Yan's voice faded, he moved. His body transformed into a streak of lightning and shot forward. In the blink of an eye, he appeared directly before Xiao Yan. A black spear danced within his hands, producing countless sharp spear shadows that attacked every vital point on Xiao Yan's body. An extremely dark strand of black lightning flickered at the tip of the spear. If it touched its target, even the body of a 3-star Dou Saint would be pierced through. The spectators outside the field almost stopped breathing as they stared at the dense spear shadows. The assault was so fierce that it seemed suffocating. They could not imagine how they would defend themselves if they were facing such an overwhelming attack. Even Gu Qingyang and the others were forced to admit that Lei Dong possessed genuine ability. If they were placed in Xiao Yan's position, they probably would not be able to endure such an assault for long. Lei Dong might have been arrogant, but he possessed the strength to support that arrogance. Unfortunately, the strength he was so proud of was insignificant before Xiao Yan. Gu Xing suddenly spoke. Lei Dong's spear does not seem capable of touching Xiao Yan. Lei Dong was said to be a late-stage 3-star Dou Saint. Combined with his mutated lightning Dou Qi, his offensive power was comparable to that of a 4-star Dou Saint. Yet despite possessing such formidable strength, he was unable to even touch Xiao Yan's clothes. Just what level had Xiao Yan reached? Gu Qingyang and the others exchanged glances, seeing shock in each other's eyes. Gu Yao, who had once fought Xiao Yan, could only smile bitterly. When Xiao Yan had first arrived in the Gu realm, he had been forced to fight until he was severely injured before narrowly defeating Gu Yao. Now that they had met again, the distance between them had grown unimaginably vast. The spectators could clearly see the situation, and Lei Dong, who was directly involved in the battle, naturally understood it even better. The longer he fought, the more frightened he became. Xiao Yan was like a bottomless black hole. No matter how fierce or powerful Lei Dong's attacks became, they were silently swallowed before they could cause the slightest damage. Lei Dong's expression tightened. A ruthless light suddenly flashed through his eyes as he spat out a mouthful of blood. Black arcs of lightning flickered across the tip of his spear, becoming darker and darker. He violently twisted the spear. Demonic lightning fall. His speed suddenly increased to its absolute limit. Like a flash of lightning, the spear shot directly toward Xiao Yan's throat. Lei Dong's sudden burst of speed caused the expressions of many spectators to change. Everyone saw only a black flash before a clear sound rang across the training ground. They hurriedly looked toward the battlefield. The tip of Lei Dong's spear had stopped less than half an inch from Xiao Yan's throat. It could not advance any farther. Xiao Yan had caught Lei Dong's full-powered attack with a single hand. Lei Dong clenched his teeth and struck the end of the spear with his palm. Black lightning immediately erupted from the spearhead and surged toward Xiao Yan's arm. Before Lei Dong could feel any joy, however, the black lightning rapidly dimmed, as though it had been swallowed by an invisible force. Xiao Yan suddenly tightened his grip. The spear in Lei Dong's hands exploded into fragments. Xiao Yan then stepped forward and appeared before Lei Dong like a ghost. He lightly placed a palm against Lei Dong's chest. Under the horrified gazes of the crowd, Lei Dong was sent flying backward in a miserable state. Xiao Yan smiled faintly. "Thank you for allowing me to win." The speed at which the battle ended left everyone dumbfounded. In only a few minutes, Lei Dong and the other members of the Lei Clan had been effortlessly defeated by Xiao Yan. The soldiers of the Black Submerged Army immediately erupted into thunderous cheers. Their voices shook the training ground and echoed throughout the entire square. Amid the deafening cheers, Lei Dong landed awkwardly on the ground. He clenched his teeth and was just about to attack again when a booming laugh suddenly exploded through the air like thunder. What an impressive young man from the Xiao Clan. These little brats are indeed far inferior to you. However, watching that battle has made this old man's hands itch. I wonder whether you have the courage to receive one palm strike from me.